this little side hustle where I help people with their resumes and job applications and things. I really enjoy doing it. I've got a bit of a process that I go through when I'm working on a resume with someone, where we spend some time talking about what sort of job they're looking for and why they want to do the sort of job that they want to do, um, and what they've done up to that point. We try and identify the things that they're really good at, the things that make them unique, the things that just things that we can take about that person to sell them as an individual to an employer. I met this really interesting guy yesterday. He came in here, he's in his 50s. He's recently moved from regional WA and he's working as a stable hand. He'd been a jockey earlier on in his life, retired from jockeying due to injury, as many people do. And he'd been working in a regional hospital as a patient services assistant. He wanted to get that sort of work in this area. So we chatted a while. He's a very unassuming fellow. Wasn't very confident. Seemed like he was maybe at a bit of a tough point in his life. And we're talking away, and I'm asking him about, what did you do at the hospital job? What were you really good at? Did you train people? Did you work as part of a team? Did you supervise anybody? All the usual sort of exploring questions. Was there anything you did there that was a standout? Did you suggest something? Did you improve something? It's like, oh no, he says, I just like to come in and do my work and, get my work done on time. Everybody there liked the way I did my job. They would miss me when I was away, and they'd say that, nobody else was as thorough as me. And okay, that's really good. And so we talked about that, and we talked about the stable hand job that he's doing at the moment. And same sort of thing. He says, no, I don't do anything special. He says, I just, there's things that have to get done every day, and I just get myself organised and I do them. And okay, good. And chatted about that for a while. I said, so tell me about the jockey career, because I don't I don't really understand very much about that. How does it work? And he says, well, he said, you don't apply for jobs as a jockey. You just people just know you from the industry, and if you're good and you win races, you'll get offered more races. Okay, rightio. I said, and then I guess you have to make sure that you're meeting people and that people know who you are. And yep. Okay, so you're doing a lot of networking then. He's like, oh yeah, I guess it's that. Yeah. I said, right. Well, how long did you jockey for? Well, 30 years full time. I'm like, wow, that's impressive. That's some good networking and self promotion, and you must be very self directed. Yep. Okay. So, were there any standout achievements in your jockey career? And he's like, well, I rode in the Melbourne Cup one year. Like, what? Why is that not the first thing you tell me when we start talking about your career? That's insane. That's such an accomplishment. Turns out he placed ninth, so did a fairly decent job there. Not too shabby. And then he goes, oh yeah, and I guess maybe a year later I won the Queen's Cup in New Zealand, and I met the Queen and the Duke. That was pretty cool. Yes, that was pretty cool. I'm quite impressed. Anyway, we chatted some more. We ended up with a pretty solid resume that really did speak to him being incredibly disciplined, incredibly self-motivated and self-directed. And this is the bit that I love so much when I do these little jobs. He walked out of the door like a different person. You know, he came in. He was, very unassuming. Seemed a bit down on his luck. And he walked out with his head held high, feeling proud of himself, and just saying that he really felt confident that he could get a job now, and it just made my day. Um, the world's such an interesting place, and you never know when you're going to meet someone with an interesting story to tell. It was a really good experience.